It's MYfm with John Camucci, and I'm sitting here with Steven Sanchez.
Hey, hey.
Dude, it is so good to meet you.
Good to meet you too, man.
I've been pumped to get you in here because our morning show's been playing your record Until I Found You.
Yes.
Every single day. We are obsessed with the song. I follow you on TikTok. And you know when you just know someone online and you just feel like you could be friends in real life?
Yes.
I feel like that's how I feel with you, man. I feel like you
We
just
could do
seem
this.
so cool.
Thanks, man.
You give off good energy. Like, your music
Thank
is
you.
cool. I love what you're doing with it. It just feels like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, man. Thank you for saying that. That's
Dude,
really nice.
No problem. Thanks for sitting with me. So, Until I Found You is obviously still taking off.
Yes.
You've been busy, dude. You've been
So busy.
on all these late night TV shows, the Granby House. Like, how does it feel with just all at once just going?
I feel like someone else should be doing it. It's
Really?
It's insane. I feel like such an imposter, man. Like honest to God, like we were at the Late Late Show just the other day, and M. Byhold and I were playing together Until I Found You.
Yeah, you
that
looked
version.
great, by the way. That
Thank
suit
you.
is electric.
Yeah, and we went up. There's a photo booth back there, on the lot, and in this room there's just thousands of pictures of every celebrity you can imagine.
Right.
And Em and I took a photo and put it on the wall, and I was like, it feels like I don't belong on this wall.
Yeah,
at
you're
all.
up there with like Taylor Swift and like all
Yeah,
this.
or like we were next to like Betty White and like Mila Kunis, and I'm
Ah.
just like, what are we doing on this wall right now?
That is crazy.
It's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I think I just saw one of your TikToks, and it was showing at the time where you had maybe 100,000 listens streaming a month, and then all of a sudden you're at like 37 million.
Yeah, what the heck?
Is it crazy to see that number? Like, you still pinching yourself a little bit?
Yes, it is. It is really, again, it just doesn't feel like I don't understand.
Well, you made some good music, man.
Thanks, man.
It's really taken off. Like I said, Until I Found You is just still living its best life.
Yeah.
But I gotta know, so you've mentioned that Until I Found You is about a real life girl named Georgia.
Yes.
So if that's about a real Georgia, then who's Evangeline?
So Evangeline is nobody. It is no one that is real or alive or anything like that. It is just. So with the new record, you know, we're kind of taking a step back from, you know, the realness of like these like real people and stuff, and more or less making characters and stuff. And so Evangeline is a character that is a symbol of this side of love that is very seductive and sexy, if you will, and just kind of pulls you into something that, you know, you wanna like run towards, but like run away from and like be resistant towards. And that's kind of what that is. And it's set in, you know, 1964, which like the songs on the record that are set in 64 will have that feel, that sexy, you know, seductive feel. And then the songs that are set in 1958, like Until I Found You, will feel like very loving and sweet and romantic and ballady. And so it's the same thing, like Evangeline being that symbol and Georgia being, you know, a symbol of a sweet and easily accessible love and all that.
So every time period is intentional.
Yes.
Because I can feel it in the rasp of the chorus of Evangeline. Like, I feel that sexiness.
Yeah.
You get into that, and I'm like, I get what you're going for. Like,
Thanks.
where did Evangeline come from? Like, how did that come to be?
Yeah, so there's this record that came out in 1968 called Honey by Bobby Goldsboro, and the first 10 seconds of that song is literally the intro for Evangeline. And so we built the entire track off of that 10-second thing. And so it was a sample, and I came into the studio with Nick Lobo and Trent Dabbs.
Okay.
And we wrote the song together, and Nick had the idea and built the whole track from that 10-second thing.
No
and
way.
so, like, we weren't even going to do that idea because I came in with something else, and I ended up hating what I wrote for the other idea, and we ended up jumping on what became Evangeline. And it's funny too because like we wrote the whole song and didn't have the name like Evangeline at all. We didn't even have that lyric in there, and we're like, how do we end this chorus? And like I threw out the name, and then it just stuck. And so it was a happy accident kind of in a way.
It almost feels like fate. Like it was almost meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You slipped into the song, and now it took off.
Yeah, it wasn't even intentionally like a name song. Like it could have been anything, and for some reason that name just like it just stuck. It just made sense.
So what is it about this old-timey, this classic love that you feel drawn to and want to sing about so much?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like the lyricism is so like lost in like today's songwriting. Like it is just like to say that like someone is turning stones in your eyes, or you're turning stones in their eyes, or that you want to pull down the moon for them, and just all these like very like 50s classic ways of saying I love you, or like even artists are like trying to expand on that more, like what's more than I love you? I need you. What's more than I need you? Like I want you. Like what's more than I want you? Like, and all these different things. And I think those themes and like that sentiment is kind of lost. And like, I don't know. It's inspired me since I was young, and even just in like who I am as like a human being and not as like an artist. Like it's just like that music is so powerful, and I feel like a lot of the lyrics have become like mantras in my life,
Dude, you are preaching to me. I feel like there's such a need for this because, like, I grew up a hopeless romantic, and you date around and you just want to find someone that believes in love the same way that you do. And I feel like, that wholesome love where it's just like so passionate does sometimes feel lost. And it seems like it's hard to find people that can connect with that,
Yeah.
When you're thinking about making a record like Evangeline, you're obviously like you're very into this old-timey love.
Yeah.
Does that carry on to everything about these classic times? Like, are you into old movies? Do you use record players? Like, are you into that kind of old stuff?
Yeah. I mean, it's more leaning on, like, the record side of it, of course. Right. Like, there are definitely old movies that I love, like Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe and all that. And
do you have a favorite rom-com?
Oh, geez. I don't know. Honestly, I think I just fall into the music thing more than movies and stuff. I think probably have you ever seen the movie Love, Rosie with Lily Collins?
No, I don't think I have.
It's amazing. So this girl and this guy, grow up together.
The classic story.
Yeah. They grew up together since they were like kids, and they almost kiss on this girl's 18th birthday. And this movie's set in London, and so like 18 is the legal drinking.
Right. Yeah.
And so,
different rules over there.
Yeah. And so they almost kiss on her birthday, and she ends up like slipping off a stool. And then they spend the rest of their lives like just missing each other by like a hair, until finally, like at the end, they finally get the chance to be together, and it's after they've cleared out all the crap, and it's just great. It's just I love that movie.
Why do you think this appeals to you so much? Like, did you see great relationships growing up? Like, where did this hunger for this kind of love come from?
Yeah, I think I didn't grow up with very good
like role models.
No, I mean, not even role models. It's just like I didn't really grow up with like love presenting itself in a very healthy way, and that was really hard for me growing up, because it's just like I would watch other kids and their parent relationships, or just like how they engaged in relationships, period, and like I just couldn't understand that, or like I don't know, like it was just hard for me to understand that. And so like that music kind of it was so attractive immediately, because it was just something lacking.
Yeah, you almost wanted to find it because you didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So like that music kind of gave you the glimpse of what it might look like.
Yeah, and I think honestly, like most of the time I feel like when I'm writing songs, it's because like I don't know what that really feels like. And like I just want to know what that feels like, and so I try and write the best, like what it could be, I try and write what it could be, I guess.
And when I listen to it, it feels like the real thing. So I feel like mission accomplished, man.
Thanks, man.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And it makes me curious. Like Evangeline, you said, it's got like a 1964 feel, right?
Yes.
And Until I Found You is a little bit more in the 50s time period.
Yep.
But then when I listen to your last EP, it's so sonically different.
Yes.
It's diverse.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, when you go forward with your music, is it going to be more sonically diverse, or are you kind of going for this old-timey feel for the rest of what the future is going to hold?
For this record, we're changing everything up. It's a whole new bag of songs, and totally giving ourselves to that brand new sound, and I think people need it. I think I need it, honestly, for myself, just because I want to move more on stage, but also just like it feels like I'm making music that's the most honest and true to me, because I feel like it's easy to sit behind a guitar and like sort of okay lyricism and like, okay, this is me, and like say that's you, but like this feels like I'm like saying exactly what I mean, and like in these songs that I'm writing, they are that style, and like that is definitely like a front in a way, being put up like, oh, it's the 60s, it's the 50s, but like the lyrics are like exactly who I am. It feels like
you're pouring all of you into what you're delivering on that stage.
Yeah, it feels like and I feel like I've done that my whole life, but something about this, like, and the way that love is being sung about, like, it just feels right and needed.
I don't see a lot of people doing that. So it feels so fresh. It feels so unique.
Thanks.
So talking about the tour, which is almost completely sold out.
Yeah.
Like, that's unreal.
What's up with that?
What
I think
does
we
that
have like
feel like?
another one more date, and then it's toast.
What does that feel like to watch everything blow up and kind of see those sold out marks just kind of go one by one at every destination?
It's ridiculous. Honestly, I didn't think anyone was gonna come. I really didn't. I say this over and over and over again. I'm gonna be a broken record. I don't feel that important at all. I really don't. Like, I don't feel like I'm hot. I'm trying not to like curse.
Go for it, man. Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm the shit, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I don't feel like I'm the shit. Like, I feel like I'm just some dude. And the fact that like strangers want to come out and like see the show and hear my songs is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane. And like it's just so crazy. And so to see it like all sold out, I'm like, what the
Does it feel good
Yeah.
that because it does feel like the most authentic version of yourself, it kind of feels like people are actually coming for you, not this front that you're putting up? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like who I am, like even in this moment right now, like right here and on stage and off stage, like I feel like I'm exactly who I am. Like, I would like to think that like the person that people are meeting and seeing, like, that's the same person.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's exciting too and really sweet.
So when it comes to the tour, and I'm excited to go because I'm 100% going to be there.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Troubadour, baby.
I'm so excited. Wait,
awesome.
first of all, I got to ask, Troubadour Sanchez, what does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, a troubadour is like a romantic poet
Okay, cool.
who writes, you know.
I just knew it as the Troubadour venue. I didn't even know the definition.
So
of it.
like in 1958, like for the lore of this record, like in 1958, it's Steven Sanchez and the Mooncrests.
Okay.
And then in 1964, it's the Troubadour Sanchez.
I love this.
And so it's like, so in this fake world, like I'm a 1950s musician whose like career ends up in 1964, and like Evangeline is like the romantic character in this story over the whole record.
So
And
on this tour,
yeah.
are we going to feel like we're kind of taking in a time portal and you're going to like deliver this old-timey feel on stage too?
Exactly that.
Dude,
Yeah.
This is going to be so sick.
It's going to be cool. We really want to make it like an experience for people that like, you know, even as far as like the music that's being played in the house, like playing like old music.
This is going to be a
really
whole
bring people.
experience.
Yep.
And it's so cool because, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Dude, like you're going to have, I feel like, such an age range of people and everybody appreciating the same vibe that you're going for. And that is something that I've personally never been to.
It's so neat.
I am so excited to go, man.
Thanks, man.
Well, congrats on all the success. Evangeline is out now. Steven
Heck
Sanchez,
yeah.
dude, it has been a pleasure to
Man.
meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Heck yeah.